All right, guys, thanks for watching. This episode, we have Maurice and Terrence Mitchell. Maurice was a former MMA fighter, MMA champion up here in Alaska, current pro wrestler. Terrence is a current MMA fighter, an AFC champion in 2 weight classes. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode, and thanks for watching.
Absolutely. The top 10, top 5, top 5.
I'd even go top 3.
Yeah.
Because on some of those, the top 5 in like Bellator, you're like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
How is he like? I've never heard of him.
That Sydney Outlaw guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, who are you?
I never heard
and
of
then and then you look at him.
I don't know.
He's in $1 million tournament.
I only know the name because it's a really cool name. Like he's got like a porn star name for sure.
For sure.
But then like you're like, oh, Sydney Outlaw, top 5. Oh, he's making $3,000 to show up. And you're like, all right,
okay,
well,
yeah.
It hurts.
I don't want to hear anyone over there talking bad about the UFC's pay.
Yeah.
When like the bottom half of the card on Bellator is making like $1,500 to show up.
Right.
You know? Like it's so crazy.
And
like,
that's what no one
UFC's
talks about.
no one talks about. Like they just want to badmouth the UFC, which I get it. Like you're giving like 20% of your revenue to the fighters.
I don't even think 20.
I think it's like 14 or something.
Yeah.
But
Hurts.
but at the same time, like the entry level guys for UFC are making like 14 or 15 grand to show up now. Like it used to be obviously be a lot lower, but times have changed a little bit.
It's still 10 and 10.
Is it 10?
It's 10 and 10. It's why
It's been that way for years.
It's been
I've heard
that way
10 grand.
since-
Yeah.
That's
At one
it.
point, it was like 7 though. Like,
Yeah,
and this is
yeah,
probably
yeah.
a decade ago now. But then I thought it went
7.
above 10. I honestly thought it was 14 or 15.
No.
But even then, obviously you could go all day about like how bad the UFC pay is, like just compared to like NFL is giving 50% to the fighters.
Yeah.
The UFC is giving 14 or 15% to the fighters.
50%?
Yeah, they get half of
bro.
it. It's the
And
whole it's the
endorsements.
whole union thing. Yeah, and then they get their sponsors and all that. Well, the UFC fighters can have sponsors too, right? They just have to be willing to. They just have to be willing to not have their stuff advertised on TV. Like,
what does that do for you as a sponsor?
Nothing, right?
Absolutely
Nothing.
zero.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the show, but
like you're just relying on Instagram followers to see. The stuff
at
now?
that point, at that point,
How did
it's
they reach 50%? That's amazing.
the whole union thing.
they have a union.
Yeah,
There's-
like they have people
there's
fighting
50,
for them.
50.
There's
right?
nobody
Yeah.
representing fighters, and that's why the whole Jake Paul thing is fantastic.
And
because
even
now,
though the Jake Paul thing, like he's only doing it for like self publicity.
oh yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, just roundabout
Coattail.
way is going to help out.
coattail him,
it
dude.
could help out. Like people have to be on board with it though. Like
Fighters aren't.
Like when he was like, "Oh, if I beat you, Anderson, like you're gonna
You gotta
hop
be part of
on
mine,
and
yeah.
you be part of it." But people don't understand is
wild.
Anderson's like 50 years old now.
Yeah.
Like Anderson isn't
48, right?
48 or something. Like,
Yeah,
damn
but
near
he's
50.
not Anderson Silva anymore.
No.
Like you guys know who Anderson Silva is because
love
like
him.
man, like
Post-
how long ago? Like we were watching like Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin at Nate's house.
Yeah,
back there.
man.
You remember that?
Dude.
We watched the rematch back there, and like that was what 15 years ago.
That was 15 years ago.
So like yeah, we know who Anderson Silva is, but like.
15 years ago.
Yeah, but like someone coming on and is only a fan because Conor
bro.
McGregor. or
Conor
something,
McGregor.
They're like,
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
who's Anderson?
Who's
Silva?
Anderson?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
only
who's
the
Anderson?
GOAT. Like
Only the GOAT. Yeah.
literally the man.
Literally everybody is literally
Jeez.
mimicking him. That's the guy.
That's the guy. Like, but to have that guy who was the GOAT 15 years ago and was
Holy
the man, like unquestionable demand,
undeniable.
like him being part of your union is not going to do anything now. Like
No.
you have to have like Sean
Sean
O'Malley.
O'Malley,
You got to
yeah.
have Conor McGregor. But you think they're going to care about like
They don't.
say,
They make
like,
money.
Yeah, like say one of you guys get in the UFC like tomorrow. Do you think they're going to care what you're making?
No.
They're
Oh,
making
no.
millions.
Yeah,
right.
they don't care.
And that's the problem. Like maybe like you have like somewhere like with Israel who seems like more down to earth and like
Yeah.
kind of cares about like because he's got the Young Bucks in his gym. He's cornering and helping out.
Right, and he's always
like,
got someone new on the card, right?
Exactly,
So-
and he's fighting for all of his guys to get on the card. Like
I agree.
when Conor was coming up in the UFC coming up, he had like Artem Lobov. And
Yeah.
he was fighting for Artem Lobov, which now
Artem-
they're like fighting, right?
Dude,
like
now
yeah.
they're
the,
fighting
over
each
the
other.
whiskey business or
Oh
something.
man, money,
I don't
dude.
understand.
That's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
Artem was
Yeah.
like, I need some money, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
But dude, he. I'm
loyalty.
gonna say
out,
this.
out the window.
I will say
Right,
this
that
for,
hurts.
in Conor's defense, and this is gonna sound crazy, right? Because Conor's got so much money.
Jeez, you're gonna defend that guy?
Connor did as much as he could for Artem. Artem is a 50-50 fighter, bro. He got into the UFC.
I mean, in that sense,
he got into the UFC as a 50-50 fighter.
Yeah.
Have you ever in your life seen a guy that's got almost 30 fights?
Yeah.
And, not happening. You're right. You're correct.
And just get signed to a deal that I think was better than everybody else's.
I'm sure at the time, because it's the coattails thing, right? Yeah. Like you're riding off the Jake Paul coattails. You're gonna ride off the Conor McGregor coattails.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's still trying to ride off them, trying to get like a part of this whiskey.
A couple million, right? Dude.
Like, but that's what it's like. You said it was my bare knuckle box, like his. Oh yeah, it's your idea. I'm sure. While you were drunk off the whiskey, it was your idea. Yeah. But like, man, like his last fight was what, that bare knuckle fight with the boxer from Paulie Malignaggi, right?
Yeah.
Like that was your last fight, I assume. Like I haven't heard much after that anyway. No. And like like you're obviously not investing in the whiskey business.
Sped through his money, dude.
Exactly. You wasted it.
Yeah.
Like you should have brought that money back to Ireland. You should have bought some little Irish pubs.
Yeah.
You should have brought some little houses out there and invest your money. Like, that's the only way to do it.
Yep.
Because like I said, Conor's invested his money, he did it right. Like Conor's kind of like, jokeable now.
Yeah.
But I mean, man,
jokeable.
He's jokeable in the fight world.
As far as like headlines and like.
That's laughable.
Exactly.
He's punching old dudes. He's punching old dudes in his pub.
Oh yeah, and I think that was for not like drinking the shot of his whiskey he bought.
Take a shot.
I know. That's scary for me. I would decline a shot of whiskey any day.
Hit him with the left hand.
Yeah, and I don't remember the video exactly, but I want to say the old man didn't even drop.
He didn't drop.
No, he didn't flinch.
So Conor's obviously not training that much to not be able to drop that the senior citizen.
I would never strike an old man like that. But jeez.
But man, like the whole Conor thing. But that's what they need, right? That's what they need for the fighters union. They need a big name.
They star.
Yeah,
they need a star.
Real star.
More importantly, money. I mean, because they can bleed these guys out. But right?
Jake Paul's got that YouTube money. Like his money could go a long way.
So that's why Dana hates. That's why Dana hates him, because Dana can't just bleed Jake Paul out like.
No, he can afford that.
Francis Ngannou right now.
You know, Jake Paul's still getting those checks in from YouTube, all those ad services. You know, like
visuals are great.
Like I don't even know if he still makes YouTube videos.
I don't.
Like my kids would probably know.
He hires. But
people are still clicking on those videos, though, right? Kids are still looking at those.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be me. I never seen them.
Yeah.
Or when you're watching something, you bleed over because he's hashtagging boxing, and then he's getting your view.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But so like you need the star, and Jake Paul's obviously not going to start a union by himself, nor does he have to, or does he really care about it? Probably not. Like he's getting headlines to face these. Like he's fighting for MMA fighters, right? Yeah. But you're only fighting washed up MMA fighters.
Yeah, he lures them in. I love him.
And it's great for him. Like that's great business. Like you're doing your part. You're doing what you need to do. Like can't knock that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
I wish I thought.
Like honestly, I thought Tyron Woodley was a risky one for him.
It was.
But and then even now, like I still think that should have been a risky fight for him. Like obviously, like Tyron was like a D1 wrestler, like and a great wrestler in college, but like he didn't wrestle. Like he wanted to knock out and do that, but maybe it was just throwing big bombs to where Jake's like
it was
he's
too obvious
around it and all that.
It was too obvious.
Like, but then Ben Askren, like that's perfect matchmaking.
Oh, that's so
like like
I hate to say
it. Definitely.
I mean, let's be real here. Ben Askren back in the day would have been something, even though Ben Askren's striking's never been anything.
Oh yeah, always.
And this is no disrespect to Ben Askren because he's a multi-time.
Always had that Ronda Rousey striking.
Yeah, I mean he'll literally grab your ankle with two fingers and then take you down.
Yeah.
But the problem is in his illustrious career of winning every title except for the UFC title. By the way, big shout out to Ben Askren.
Oh, Ben's the
man.
Did you train with him at the old FET when you guys in that little garage? Do you remember that, Mark? Were you there
with Ben Askren?
Yeah, Ben Askren came up here.
Did I leave too soon?
I was gonna say his
posture
was
this was like in the original.
Yeah,
I bet the original like, in the garage.
Yeah,
the size of this room.
I mean, yeah.
Literally.
I mean,
dude, I tell people like all the time, like they ask like how I got started training and all that, and like I was like, man, like no, it wasn't like ABJJ, it wasn't Baja, it wasn't any place. Like it was just a garage called Frontier Valley Tudo with Danny Malin. And like it was like at the time, like I think I went right out of high school, and it was just me, a few other guys. And then I think at the time we were doing stuff in like garages.
Yeah, we were just trying to get started. It was super good.
And like going on base and going to like a little mat room up top that was the same size as that garage.
It had a heavy bag.
Yeah, and it was just blue mats, right?
Yep.
And like we'd get on there when Nate could get us on there, right?
Yeah.
And then like we all ended up at Frontier Valley Tudo, and with Danny, and he was the man. Like didn't care. Like honestly, didn't care about money, which probably in roundabout ways kind of
screwed him over.
Yeah. But like, man, like if I couldn't afford like half of it or whatnot, like, nah, you're good.
Yeah.
And like, man, like
absolutely,
like always indebted to that guy.
Yeah.
And but then he went on to get a bigger place. And then I think there was like an upper loft or something. I never, like I wasn't there for that part. Like I already left Frontier Valley Tudo. I like had kids and like wasn't in it at that point. But it was super cool to see like I mean, just to blow up and get a bigger spot and do all that, because at the time it was like us and Paulo or
that was it. Paulo.
I mean, I don't even count. I totally wasn't training.
Chris Brennan was there. He's now at ABJJ.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
Wait, Chris Brennan.
Chris Brennan, yeah.
He owns
Bryce
the
Palmer.
Sword, right? Out in Eagle River.
Oh yeah, he has his own gym.
I know. I rolled with him a few times.
I should be
killer.
Huh? Yeah.
Like he's that type of black belt. Like I'm a pretty good brown belt. And
marvelous,
but mediocre. But like I roll with like certain black belts. Like you just like, man, you are a black belt, and like you could tell like there's like the new black belt who just becomes a black belt, and then like which what every black belt is at some point they're like you're still a brown belt kind of.
Oh, absolutely.
But then there's like the black belt's been a black belt for years. It has like stripes on it, and they're like, nah, anything I touch like it's mine. Yeah, and like that's the type of guy he is.
Or
like,
any crunches.
You can't even. You can't even get him.
Or it's just a slow crunch.
You can't even let him
know they got you. It's
exactly. You can't let him get started.
You can't even let him get started.
If you settle into a position, like you just give up that position, like all right, I'm just gonna settle into bottom half guard. You're like, I'm dead now.
Yeah.
Which is like so obviously like blew the knee at open mat yesterday. Buggy choking somebody at that.
But successful, right?
No, I tapped it like so. It was in, and you know the buggy choke's like it's a slow burn,
absolutely,
right? So like I'm in, like I have it, and I've been working on. It's got buggy choked for a few years, and probably since it kind of became popular and started really getting on. So about 3 years maybe, and then so I used to do like the figure four with the arms, and then triangle the legs over. But then like it started to catch on, like you could just grab the foot and like hook under, grab the foot. I was like, I'll do this. And it just didn't seem like it was super tight. I was like, all right, I'm going to readjust back to that full locked up one. Mm-hmm. And then like locked that up about 5 seconds into it. Man, just like my left knee, just the biggest one. Like people around it could hear.
Oh.
And so I tap out. Like I let go. Like I don't want to let go and like you still keep going. Like so I tap out. Right. I let go. And he was like, you okay? I was like, no, I'm not.
No.
That was was myself. And then so I lay there for a minute. I was like, fuck, I cannot believe this right now. And but so then getting to the black belt thing, I roll with this guy. I did the quintet, right? We were out the quintet. And you weren't there though.
But I saw it live at home.
Yeah, it was fun. I had this guy, David Hugh, I think's his last name, and I didn't ask how to pronounce his last name, but owns like this physical therapy place down on South Side, and great black belt. One of those black belts you can tell is a black belt, and just everything he touches. So like he was on my team, warmed up with him a little bit, but like I wanted to get a good roll in with him, and so like this was after my knee like just exploded, and then like I give it a second, and like injuries, like it doesn't hurt right now. Like it popped.
You can finish the round. You can even finish the session.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make my way over there. It's still warm. Like it's not hurting yet.
Yeah.
So I get over there, ask if he wants to roll, and like, I have a pretty lazy jiu-jitsu game. Drew can attest to it. Like I just sit and pull like half guard or lay into half guard and all that. So do the same thing. And then like, all right, he settles in, he gets in top half, and like I can't even hold half guard anymore. Like my knee is so bad. Like
even while warm,
like he was just putting pressure on it passing, and like I had to let go because it was it was so like agonizing. Nope, there's nothing there.
Wow.
So I spend the entire time defending like mount, and I can't like bridge anymore because I don't have like any power in that knee. So I'm stuck in mount. Like I go to turtle and I give the back. I just go between giving the back and turtle the entire time defending. I'm just like, all right, we're just gonna not get submitted this round,
right.
And then I'm gonna go home and cry. And then like he's just going back and forth, and like in the sense like I have no knee now, like. All right, good job. Like you survived the round, but like I was like, I wanted to get a good roll with you, just to feel like that black belt. Like I want to know, I want to know what the difference between my brown belt game is and like your black belt game, and like that's what I'm after right now.
Absolutely.
And then like the difference in that roll was like I'm a white belt now. Like I can't even bridge and shrimp anymore, and I was like, I wanted to get like. I'm doing more damage to my knee right now, probably for nothing now. Like, and I just wanted to get that black
for a
belt
moral victory.
Yep,
a moral victory.
Yeah, which turned into a moral victory, and then like it's at the end, I'm like, well, I didn't get tapped out. That's great. At the same time, like my knee is so fucked right now for no reason. Well, for a reason, but even more damage for no reason. Like because I couldn't even like. So now you look at me like a guy you just dominated, right? And like I just mounted and took your back the whole time, and like in my head, like I just wanted to get a good roll with you. And like test my game out against you, and like you left, like I left, and you're thinking like, God, he sucks.
Yeah,
like, this guy sucks. You know.
I mean, but it's not like that, right? And
I don't
fighting, it's definitely not. I was to say I haven't really competed in jiu-jitsu.
Hold on,
fighting,
stop.
Have you ever sparred with a guy and be like, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of my garage.
I guess. But
kind of, right?
I mean,
but not to the extent like you're rude about
right,
it.
But you had bad days. You had off days where it's like, man, I can't stuff this takedown.
But you're cool with your boy. Your boys, your boys. You're like, okay.
Yeah, you're on a bad day.
If you don't know the guy, like, did you know the guy? Like,
no.
It's a first time roll, right? Because some people too, it's like. Some people, right, it's balls to the wall, technical rolls, whatever you want to call it. Like, that all depends, right? Because I know some black belts even, they'll be like, man, this is too hard, too rough to go. Like, and you know how it goes. And they won't try as hard as they would as if they're in their element, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
which is every one of my rolls. None of my rolls are trying as hard as I can.
I understand it, too, because like, sometimes you're like, man, like you said, I'm just being lazy. Like I don't want to prove this to you. Like if I really wanted, I'd snap your neck. But right, it's like sometimes
that's what he was thinking the entire time. Like I'm sitting there, like not even looking at a mount, and he was like, "If I wanted to, I'd kill you right now." And I'm just like, "Man, if you wanted to, you could kill me right now." Let me just give it my back.
That is
though.
the worst. You know?
It's like
when people do that to you, it's like, man, I'm the man, and then there's people out there like, man.
Yeah, because like being like, you guys have been grappling for a while, like you guys have been grappling, I mean, as long as I have, like maybe a little more on, because obviously I took like years off because like the kids and everything, and you guys were still training for fights and doing all that. But so, I mean, like I said, I assume like, well, not assume, like I know like we all started grappling as well as other stuff probably 15 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like, and then so you have like a bad roll or something, whatever it might be, and like you're just like, I can't believe that happened. And but like in those years, like it happens all the time. But yeah, like, and then that specific one, like I just wanted, like I was like, I want to give him a good roll, like because like we were on the same quintet team, and like we had some warm up rolls together. And at that time, like my warm-up roll is like, I honestly just want to defend the entire time. Like I want to get warmed up, and like you don't get more warm than defending in my eyes. It's like I'm gonna let you get every position. It is, right? Like I want to carry your weight. I want to defend everything. Like, and I want to get that all out of the way now. So, and like you don't tell people like this is how I warm up. Like
exactly.
How he warms up is with just tight jiu-jitsu. So like our warm-up rolls together where he dominates, I defend everything. And then so he's like, all right, you suck. And then I'm like, all right, now we're good. This is our real roll during open mat a month later. And he's leaving like, God, you suck. Brown belt, huh? Like, all right.
Oh, wow.
So like, that's what I think. Like, he's probably not thinking that. Like, he is a super nice guy. And like most people in jiu-jitsu or martial arts are, right?
Yeah.
So like, but in my head, like, I'm just like, God, he thinks I suck so bad right now. Like, he's probably just laughing at this brown belt and doing all this. But, like, because he just mounted me and took my back for 5 minutes.
Color is nuts.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's
People
how I
when
left.
put the white belt on and come out. They're like,
I would hate
"What
it
is
too.
going
If I rolled with
on?"
one of you
It's-
guys in a gi and you put a white belt on, I would laugh at you.
Oh yeah,
that's what it would be,
It
though.
happens. It's not.
That's what it would be.
And
Yeah.
I just
you
don't
can
roll
tell
in gi.
too. They're like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go
Like,
easy on this guy.
Yeah.
They're like,
Dude,
then
yeah.
it's like this guy's on my back. He's like, this guy fucking kept my back.
Yeah,
all
what is
out.
going on?
Then
Khabib
he's
on my
looking,
back
and
over
then
here.
It's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I just.
If you guys showed up in a
just
gi,
so
I would
fun
make
to
you
gi.
take it off. I'm like, we're just gonna roll no gi. 'Cause
Exactly.
I don't want
I
any.
love the gi,
Yeah,
though. The gi,
hide
it's
that
a
white
little
belt. Like
different.
no one's gonna watch you guys sit there and
Oh, yeah,
wrestle and
it's
dominate
not
me for
true.
5 minutes.
I love that white belt though. It's prestigious.
But you guys, have had no real reason to train in the gi, right? Like all your training was based for MMA, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That was
Yeah.
always the goal, right?
And now what you're doing, like if you're like training like and getting in like sessions for like wrestling, like the pro wrestling, then obviously you're not putting a gi on. Like you're just
it still ties in though, as far as like the MMA goes. I haven't changed really much, and especially because I helped this guy train, and now
Yeah.
the wife's training for a fight. And
dude, and she did the
jiu-jitsu.
quintet, right?
Yeah, she
what a
did the
scrap
quintet.
that was.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
did the
Mo-
quintet.
man,
Saw that live. dude.
all of those girl fights, scraps.
Those
like,
were all scraps.
like they were fighting over some boyfriends or
Yeah,
something.
dude,
They were for real
banned.
fighting.
They were not.
Dude,
no one would
way-
accept anything.
No,
They're
way
trying to-
more
Right.
impressive than the guys' matches.
It
Like
was.
they were
Dude,
for
they
real
got
fighting.
so tired.
I was
They were
like,
fighting,
everyone's
dude.
pumped up watching that because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
for real
right.
scraps. Like the guys are having just like regular jujitsu matches, and it was fun too. Of course, like
The
but
ladies
no,
went to
no, they
war,
were for real
though.
fighting. Like it was fun. to
cross
watch.
faces, like
Lips
everybody.
were bloody.
Dude, they were getting. Man, there
Should
was
have
a.
been after pictures. I would have laughed.
Oh, there should have been like,
I would've
and then
loved
the one team came in with like face paint on,
Oh,
like
yeah.
all that face paint was running after. Like man, like honestly, like that was the highlight of the whole thing. Not the combat jujitsu match,
I
because
didn't see that.
it was like it was
good.
a
was
friendly
just-
friendly combat jujitsu match,
Okay.
which you don't expect it to be rough and wild. They're all
Right.
teammates,
Dude,
like
palm strikes are gnarly.
they're rough. Like
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
was
luckily
like,
they were
oh.
doing like all finger slaps.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
it wasn't like them
Oh.
boss rooting like
Yeah.
palm to the
Oh,
face.
yeah.
You're gonna get KO'd
Dude,
for
Yeah.
sure.
I was like, man, yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
the worst.
But
Just
man,
do
those,
MMA.
so
Palm
those are
strikes
fun. Like,
nuts.
and is she only training like jujitsu or
No.
I see videos like she's like training with you guys in the garage too, right?
I'm not gonna say too much because
Nice.
we're still keeping things under wraps, but we're gonna try and get her something maybe next month as far as a fight goes. So
Yeah.
we'll see
With
where that goes.
is it
Holy
like
moly.
I'd assume it's gonna be something like local, like that that
it'll be
Ace or
local. It'll be local.
Solid as a Rock or something.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that one's till like May, right?
Yeah, we're trying to. So
Wow, summer.
yeah,
Yeah.
summertime's almost here, right? Yeah, it'll probably be like Ace or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want her to, and this isn't me like underestimating her, but like it's fighting is so mental. You don't want
For
to throw
sure.
a noob in there after, even if it's like 30 minutes of travel, right? Because you fly there, but
Yeah.
like 30 minutes of travel, and then you're checking into an Airbnb or a hotel, and now you have all this time to stew.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it's
you're-
like,
you're out of your
you're
element,
out of your
like,
element.
you're
now
already
stewing.
uncomfortable.
You're already uncomfortable. It's your first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what'd be good
Let's-
too is Thursday night at the fights. Like they still do MMA fights here and there
Yeah.
on it, like which is super cool. Sarah's supposed to come on next week
Okay.
to hopefully talk about getting like the AFC back in gear,
Yeah.
the reality
Wow.
show she was talking about, posted about. But I think it'd be really cool because when she sold it, they were having grappling matches in the AFC.
They were.
and doing stuff like that, and I
Pretty
think
good.
like that's what you need.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
what's funner to watch like. Obviously like UFC is like the best to watch, right?
Yeah.
But like second best, ONE FC or ONE Championship, whatever it's called now,
Yes.
the best production.
So
Absolutely.
good.
And how much of a bummer that was for me when they switched from YouTube to Prime.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have Prime anymore, and but
got
YouTube
Prime.
is free. I'm about
stoked.
to.
It's worth
Oh,
it,
it's
dude.
worth it.
Might just hook into like a buddy's account or something
I don't even
because
Probably
go to
mine.
the store anymore.
because
Probably
they got like
It's
Mighty
Prime.
Mouse and Buchecha.
Dude.
They signed like Gordon Ryan and like tons of jiu-jitsu guys, and like
It's
like
fun.
just production value alone. Like they still have fun walkouts. They have kickboxing, Muay Thai,
like Pride,
MMA.
dude.
And the
Like
crowd's
Pride.
so respectful that it's
exactly like it's a fun and a
crap,
giant
yeah,
crowd.
it's-
Like
it's different.
like
awesome.
that's fun to watch. Like
It
so,
is.
so it's cool that Thursday night the fights does that. They'll put in a few different things to like maybe like their boxing crowd's just not big enough. Like why not
Right.
bring in like some of the MMA crowd? Why
Yeah.
not bring in the jiu-jitsu crowd? Because they're all like they all intertwine here and there, but like they're
MMA
all
in a ring
solidly
is
different.
versus a cage.
It is.
For sure, yeah.
I
It
was gonna say I didn't mind the ring. You said you hated the ring, right?
The ring is weird for me. Fighting in the ring, it kept getting reset. You're ground and pounding a guy, and then they're like, "Okay, we'll reset you."
Just like too close to the ropes or something.
Yeah, well, too close to the ropes, and they're not even out.
Your head
or
under
you
the
could
ropes.
duck your
I didn't
head
really
out,
like
out of
that.
the ropes,
really get out. Yeah.
and then you could really get out of there.
And I would
and
never
it's-
do that. I'd be just way more respectful of the game. Right?
And then
Yeah.
they
But these
reset
guys-
you.
It's an easy way
I
out,
mean,
right?
yeah,
But
I
you're
mean,
punching
yeah.
me. Let me just put
Like-
my head out of here.
Yeah, like,
And then
let
they're-
Francis swing at me, and I say the same
and
thing.
they're,
Yeah,
and
probably
they're,
not. Right?
they're gonna reset you, and they're not gonna reset you properly.
No resets proper, right?
no
I hate
resets
reset.
proper.
The thing
So-
about it is like when they reset, and like this is for jujitsu too, like when they reset you, and it's probably more resets in jujitsu than anything,
Oh,
than
for
any
sure.
other sport,
Absolutely.
right?
And
Like-
it's never the right call.
exactly.
I'm like,
the thing
what?
about it is like when they reset in jujitsu is when you're in that position, like if we're like in some weird, like in a half guard or something, like, and you're on top and I'm on bottom, like you have pressure going in, like, and I have pressure going in. When they reset, it's loose and it's just static, like
Momentum's gone.
Exactly. And it's whoever just has the very first like quick twitch
Yep.
to like tighten
I was
everything
gonna
up.
say,
You're in
that's
control now.
So tough to deal with.
Yeah,
Because
like,
it's like and
You
it's-
almost want to cheat.
I
you
almost
should-
think
if you
you
just start
gotta
first.
restart 'em
Yeah,
from the
because you
beat.
know they're going to.
Yeah, you
and-
have to.
Yeah.
You almost have
like
to.
you said,
Yeah.
first go almost every time.
So,
It's crazy.
staying on MMA, your name and picture was on that Ace poster.
Oh,
Was it not?
Which one? Like, I think
the
it's
one for this month.
The one for coming up like this month, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
This week.
Yeah,
this
your-
weekend.
Yeah, your name was
Oh,
on the
there's one,
poster next to the other guy and like for like a title fight or something.
Oh my word.
So, but then when I message you, I'm like, "Hey, are you fighting this month?" You're like, "No." I'm like, "I just looked at the poster." So,
Oh, absolutely.
what happened, man? What happened with that? Because you said like nothing was ever there, anything like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like rumblings, right? And
Yeah.
I've been having a wrist problem. I took a sabbatical too from the sport. Anyways, I hadn't fought it's been 4, maybe 5 years. I who's
Damn.
counting?
Yeah.
Like at this point, because COVID happened, and then I made a whole stamp to return in May, and then same promotion.
This coming May?
Yeah, this no, the May
Last
past May.
Damn.
I didn't even get to fight this year. I think I had 2 or 3 fights
You
set
had a
up.
bunch of fights set
So
up.
that guy, he just didn't show up. Then the other guy, what was it? When was it? What was the date for the last one?
I'm
December?
not even sure. Oh yeah, and then he
I think it was
did
December.
he did the tournament.
He did a tournament. He blew his knee out.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, I'll still make it to the fight. It's like, you can't fight me on one leg.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with 2 legs. Right?
Yeah, I can't even
So-
do jujitsu on one leg.
It made no real sense. So of course, right, that got scrapped. Then it was done, and then I'm like, man, are we really gonna make it, right? And then like, here's the new year, and then my wrist
injury.
is bummed. I'm like, man, I think I can make a fist now. I can barely hold the microphone, but I was never signed to the thing, so yeah,
Yeah.
I was like a poster.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not the bad mouth, but now those guys are set up to fight each other. I want to say in May.
The 2 guys that you were supposed to fight?
All right.
Yeah, the one guy
and
that ghosted, and then the other guy who got injured.
Is the May one that solid as a rock?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Out in Fairbanks,
I
right?
mean, for me, it's just like, man, I almost want to fly out there. I can fight one guy in the opener, one guy in the main event, right? Like, why not?
Yeah. So, man, you haven't fought in that long?
Right, and then like I said, then making the stamp back. These guys, I couldn't even come back, but for them, you know, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and just getting better and better. But man,
Yeah.
I can't wait to show it.
Yeah. What was your last fight in one of those promotions, or was it the AFC?
Yeah, it was the AFC. It was when I came back. I had my stint on the Ultimate Fighter. I had my reconstructive surgery, on my Achilles.
With the Achilles, right?
Oh yeah, and then like so. After all that, I was like, man, yeah, let's get this ready to rock. Like therapy, just coming back from that was like, man, are we gonna do this? Can we do this?
So the Ultimate Fighter, the season you were on, it was for for people who don't know, it was all of the 125-pound champs. Not obviously not all of them, but like everybody on there was a 125-pound champ in some organization. Obviously, Terrence was the AFC champ. So you went on. Was this one of the seasons? Like, even though like whoever like got eliminated, did you stay on?
Yeah. We all stayed in the house and encouraged everybody to get drunk. Good TV.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
very good
gracious. TV. It was. I mean, very, very good time in life. I mean, you could literally write down on a list to go out, get it for you, but you can't leave the house.
Yeah. Was there anything there, like as far as like physical therapy or anything to help deal with that Achilles?
Yeah,
or like
the UFC took care of all of it. Like,
that's awesome.
I could never afford that. Like,
no.
Oh my god! Like, if you look at that bill, again, that's why like my gripes battle with the UFCs. Even like the guys that I see bitching about them. I mean. They took care of me. They treated me pretty well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'd say that.
Yeah. And like on like top several experience of your life, just like is being on the Ultimate Fighter up there?
Not really, man. I had so high expectations. It's like it's cool. It's like you got there, but it's not the end goal. Like for me, I was like, it's cool, but.
Yeah.
Man, even just knowing what I'm capable of, being able to train with the guys, it's still a great experience, like fun-wise, but hardly even chalk it up to an MMA experience, as funny as it sounds.
Yeah. How who were the coaches that season?
It was Joseph Benavidez and then Henry Cejudo. I mean...
Yeah,
amazing guys.
Yeah,
like
that's like what best coaches like.
I mean,
maybe like,
for our weight.
And if you think about it, like maybe Joseph Benavidez isn't like the best coach, but coming out of that gym and having like the alpha male like team behind you,
well, that's the thing.
You guys have trained at,
so
right?
Smart. He brought the guys in, right? He brought in the Dwayne Ludwigs and the frickin' Danny Castillos. That was the whole thing. He was there as a body, which was even more beneficial for us. Like it was invaluable.
So much more beneficial.
Yeah, invaluable.
Like, it'd be tough to like pretend you're a coach when you're just a fighter.
Right,
like,
exactly.
What better like guide can you give you than just be your training partner? Like,
absolutely, he was just one of the flyweights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. That's what he was.
The other team would be cool too, because I mean, like maybe they didn't know at the time, like, but Henry's a coach.
They didn't.
Well, not only that. Coach K, the kickboxing coach they got in. My God, that guy's fantastic.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Any
strikers better watch.
I love his shoes.
If you're not watching him.
Yeah.
I don't
bro,
know
his shoes, his shoe game, his kick game.
Oh, yeah.
You see those? Holy smokes, I don't even know what to call those. And the glass of the shades.
You guys remember the first season of Ultimate Fighter?
Dude.
Do you remember how fun that season was? Because they brought in like, they made it like a real reality show, like the game show. Like you had to win a competition, and then the winner of the competition got to pick the fights. Yep. And I don't know I think that might have went on the second season too, but it went away pretty quick. Yeah. Which was a real bummer. Because then it just went all to drama stuff. Which, it's still fun to watch. And I like those types of shows, like just something to keep my attention and just watch a bunch of stupid drama happen and unfold. It's like I said, it's fun, but like the first season, you got all of that. Like the Chris Lehman, Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, peeing on each other's pillows and whatnot.
Yeah, and spraying each other.
Koscheck was amazing.
Oh, Koscheck was the man.
The man.
Yep.
Golly. Such a boring style, but could beat anybody.
Really, I didn't mind his style. Like I thought, like on top
for me, John Fitch is one of my favorites. I'm talking for the public. Talking for the public.
We'll keep it off camera, but I got the John Fitch tattoo just for him.
Wow.
Met him at the fair. By far, at the time, one of my favorite fighters ever.
I mean, the best.
Yeah, he was the man, and I felt like Koscheck had that same style. Like he had. John Fitch had like better grappling all around grappling, but as far as wrestling goes, like I felt like he did just enough and like just enough damage on top to like still be like fun to watch. It wasn't like that GSP in his title reign days where where he did just enough to make it boring.
Yeah,
like if he would have done a little bit more, like
he could get the finish.
MMA
because was he not getting finishes before he got the title?
Yeah,
he was finishing guys.
He was
everybody, anybody. Right?
Yeah, like GSP was the man, and of course, like I don't want to say he's not the man because he wasn't finishing fights. Like he was still like the most dominant. But
I think that's the gripe with the UFC, man. Like, They weren't gonna
stick it to him. Right? I mean,
they weren't gonna
safest, best
fighter. They
fighter.
weren't gonna renegotiate his contract.
Awesome.
Like they just don't renegotiate. Like even the same thing with Francis.
Right now, right?
Right now,
they
just straight took his belt. This is the second time they've taken his belt.
Though I think this one was kind of a mutual one. Yeah. Right? Because like Francis wants to go box Tyson Fury. Bad idea.
Yeah,
horrible
not
idea.
Gonna work out.
You know, like
box the pro boxer
and
fucking head's
right.
Gonna hurt.
And have you ever actually watched Francis Ngannou striking?
Yeah,
it's so not amazing.
He's basically Devontae. He's Wilder. Devontae Wilder.
Oh yeah, super power puncher, but worse.
But it's just
by far.
Yeah. Like you were scary because like you
a car accident.
You hit like what they say, the Ford Focus, right?
Ford Escort going
the Ford Escort going 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, as fast as it can go.
Yeah, and then
you get slapped, dude. No matter.
So
what,
you're gonna, if he hits you, but John Jones something like that, and he's fighting Ciryl Gane, but if Francis did great against Ciryl Gane, though. Like he was losing the first two, switched it up and wrestled. Great, you did great. You did what a champion should do.
You're right. I couldn't believe
your
that.
striking is not Tyson Fury striking.
No.
Ciryl Gane outstruck you, and he's a great striker.
Right?
And Ciryl Gane is not Tyson Fury striking. No. Like it's just not. You're chasing money. You know,
he is chasing money,
and that's all it is. And like, it can't. No one can hate on you for chasing money.
No.
But like, you were just about to allegedly make more than any UFC in history, any UFC heavyweight in history.
Yeah.
Now you're about to make more than Brock Lesnar.
I was gonna say Brock Lesnar.
I could believe it. Like Francis has got Brock
Lesnar.
Just like I bet at the time, like. He would probably been making Brock Lesnar money at the time, but Brock Lesnar was a long time ago now, right?
Yeah.
Like so now, like just inflation, like you're probably making more than Brock Lesnar money. But
what is Brock Lesnar money?
Shoot, still getting checks type of money, still getting checks.
I have so much Brock Lesnar money. Money.
Like, you want more money, but you're already making life-changing money. Like, what's this one paycheck to go lose to Tyson Fury going to do for you?
Do you want?
And then you're going to lose. Where are you going to go? You're not going to be a boxer.
No.
You're going to go to what? PFL? You're going to go to Bellator? UFC is not going to be itching to take you back anymore. You just walked away.
They smeared their name.
Unless
they smeared each other's names.
Unless John Jones wins, and then
that's a no-win.
You go to a decision with Tyson Fury maybe, and then John Jones wins. They want to set that match up because I'm interested to see what John Jones looks at like 265, 250.
I know. I saw he's the underdog. That's weird. I don't.
That's not going to be for long.
I don't believe that.
Cyril, not for long.
I hate to say it. Cyril can't wrestle.
No, and that's what John's going to do. He's going to take him down. He's going to grapple you. If you can't out wrestle or stop Francis Ngannou's takedown, which I'm sure is tough. A 300-pound man, of solid muscle taking you down.
Yeah.
But
the technique of John Jones.
Does he train wrestling that much? Not like John Jones.
Not like John Jones.
Not like John Jones has trained even years ago. He was like the JUCO wrestling champion.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was. Jeez.
So
and he's like a bear. The guy's not.
Yeah. So let alone like being able to probably strike with Ciryl Gane, not have the power, but just strike skill for skill with him.
Length.
You could strike with him because who uses his length better than John Jones?
Nobody.
Amanda Nunes maybe. You know, like she and you had to watch the fights last night.
I didn't.
Strickland, right?
I didn't watch
Strickland
the fights. I caught some highlights.
They had Ketlin Vieira versus Raquel Pennington.
Okay.
And Ketlin Vieira has like kind of that Amanda Nunes style.
Yeah.
Hard puncher, tall, long, and catches at the end of that reach. So so there's like certain people who do use that good like length.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not going to get past that with John Jones.
You can't. And
honestly, I don't even think it's that big of a fight. Like it's big because John Jones coming back. But John hasn't fought in 4 years?
Yeah.
3 years maybe? At a minimum 3. I think it's 4 in February. But so like there's even those new fans who are around now that like they don't even know what John Jones was. Like it's like the Anderson Silva thing. Like they don't know Anderson from Pride. They don't know Anderson from 2007 even.
Yeah.
They know Anderson Silva from like
Jake Paul.
From Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Hopefully they know him from the Tito Ortiz boxing match.
Yeah,
you guys watched that one?
I saw highlights.
How amazing was that? I same thing. I watch highlights. I'm never gonna buy one of those. But
he could get that done more.
I don't know.
I love
Hard
MMA
pass,
guys.
not buying
Hard, yeah. And then what was the last one? The Jake Paul. Was it Anderson?
It was Anderson. We actually bought that one.
That's silly. We bought.
Which
Jake
was like,
Paul, but we didn't buy Anderson's.
But that last Jake Paul fight was like $60, wasn't it, for the pay-per-view?
Yeah,
which was like,
$60.
and like I felt like my limit at that was like $30.
Okay.
And even at $30, like I probably wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah.
But like I'd have pretended to consider it at $30. When it said 60, I was like, "Ooh, hard pass."
Steep,
Definitely not.
Steep.
To go watch only Jake Paul box somebody, but watch nobody else on that card.
So that's exactly what happened. But we just basically partied. We were just drinking beers and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally. I don't think we even looked at the TV was background noise until Anderson Silva walked out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no way.
Which was the same. Like I watched
boxing though.
That's all the boxing.
That's
right?
all
Yeah, there's no way. We did it again.
It's crazy when like the boxing crowd or the people at the top of boxing talk about like how boxers make the most money, but yeah, the one fight at the top of the card makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Everybody else, like I watched the payouts for the Floyd Mayweather McGregor match. My buddy paid for that one and we watched that, but it was the same thing. Like the people at the very bottom of that card make like $500.
Yeah.
Like, so the money's not in boxing. The money's in boxing if you're Tyson Fury or Floyd Mayweather.
And that's what everyone mistakes.
Or Canelo, you know.
It's not worth.
No.
Even the oh my god.
Yeah, and just because you train boxing and you train striking for MMA, you're not a boxer.
You're not.
You are an MMA fighter.
Way different manners.
Yeah, like these guys train all day, every day, only boxing. You're doing jiu-jitsu, you're doing wrestling, you're training like kickboxing.
Yep.
Rarely, I'd imagine, rarely just boxing.
Rare. I don't think there's it's.
And there's never
if you take like the boxing
make no
course,
sense for it.
If you take like a boxing course or something like that, if someone's like coaching boxing, I know they had that Team Alpha Male, like we would show up to like boxing, but like it was never a priority. Like a fantastic coach, Joey Rodriguez was out there and Team Alpha Male in Sacramento, but like no knock on him or anything like that. But like for me, like personally, if you're not well-rounded, and especially at 135 pounds, 145 pounds, bro, you're just going to find yourself on your back.
Yep,
or
you're out.
Find yourself getting kicked.
Yeah, you're out real quick.
Now they're going to calf kick you. You know what I mean? Like they're going to find some tricky way. And if you're not ready for that, you're standing in a boxing stance in an MMA fight. Yeah. You'll get wrecked.
Yeah.
And likewise.
Like you said, just that boxing stance alone, like you said, they're just going to calf kick you.
Yeah.
Like, and before that, it was just the regular leg kick.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're done. Like, you can't just box. And the 35, 45 pound thing, me and Bill were watching the fights last night, and he's a fan now. Like, he's known the guys and all this, but like it just kind of started out like he'd watch them with me. And but like now he's like he knows these guys. Like he knew who Jake Shields was in the corner of some guy yesterday. Nice. Like you're that good of a fan.
Yeah.
And Jake Shields is it. I met him at ADCC and I told Bill this story yesterday. But so Bill was saying like he loves watching the 35, 45 pound guys because like you're fast paced the entire time. You're more skilled than anybody.
Yep.
And you have to be like if you're not like perfectly skilled and well rounded in every area, you're out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Mighty Mouse, right? Or 25, 35, but same difference. Yeah. 25, 35, 45.
And one because of the hydration.
I mean, yeah.
35.
Yeah.
I like that.
Suplex the armbar.
So I like it too. I think they could do better because on their last card, two cards again now because I think they just had one yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But the card before that, like 10 guys miss weight.
Yeah.
Or failed the hydration test and miss weight. Like
what?
So you're testing for hydration and making sure they're not overcutting. That's great. You know, they need to do something like that. And maybe this just more better regulated. But at the same time, when all your guys just miss weight, like you're not doing it right. But you're trying. And so like props to them for trying. And like I said, one puts on a great show. Real quick about Jake Shields. So I met him and Nate Diaz at ADCC in September. And they locked Jake Shields out of their booth. Like he was stuck in the hallways outside by like the concession stands, and he like missed the thing. So I sat there and talked to him for a minute just because they wouldn't let him back in. Oh man! So that's Jake Shields for you. But yeah, fun fact about him.
Yeah,
this guy's a nice guy.
Scrap pack.
Yeah,
dude, scrap pack though, right?
Yeah, and they had like all those guys like Chris Avila and just like anyone you see like in all their videos or something like walking around, like it's just them all there.
Yeah.
Like him and like 10 of his friends, like, and he's just
like a
hooking
real,
them all
that's
up.
a real team though.
Yeah,
For real,
they
yeah.
are
You
always
remember
together.
when
Yeah.
who walked in there on Jake Shields? It was Strike Force. He walked in
Mayhem.
there. Mayhem Miller, dude,
yep.
walked in there and tried to interfere in his
and then Nick reaches over and punches him.
and just socked him up,
But
dude.
Nick's
he got
a nice
jumped.
guy.
He got
they,
jumped
all of them,
out
yeah.
there. They all are.
And
He just tapped
you
him
can't-
in the stomach, and I got a picture with him.
You
He
can't-
said, these guys are great.
Yeah, they
Can't
are great.
disrespect them though. Like that's
Right.
what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
They're super nice.
Like,
But if you
Exactly.
cross
If
them,
you're cool about him, and
Right.
Mayhem, he shouldn't have been in there anyway. Like Jake Shields just won
it
a
was
fight
real weird.
against KJ Noons or something.
yeah,
I
and
don't
he was
remember
like trying to
exactly.
pull his back or
Yeah,
something
like, hey,
that.
where's my rematch, buddy?
Right.
Real friendly, I get it. You're trying to hype the fight, and I love Mayhem. I've been a Mayhem fan forever, and I was bummed to see his UFC run.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I know.
but at the same time, like, yeah, you can't do that to them.
No.
And like
No.
these guys are
Those
like,
guys will jump you, man.
yeah, these guys are from like a different area than
Stop
you're
it.
from. You know, like
Oh, yeah,
I've been to
Not
Stockton, dude.
not
That's
okay, bro.
Scary stuff.
different.
Yeah, and I think that was the first or the second time that they were involved in something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was both in Strikeforce, but these things happen in MMA sometimes is
Yeah.
what the announcer said. So
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, that was when Nick Diaz was the man, too, like the Strikeforce days.
Him and Paul Daly.
The Paul Daly
going at
fight,
it, dude.
like the greatest one-round
They're
match
like
in history.
falling on each other's face, getting smacked up with those left
So
hooks.
Paul Daly hits him, and then Nick Diaz ends up falling face first on the canvas, like, and his feet fall out from behind him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how that happened.
Dude slept him.
Yeah.
Anybody woke
and
back
then he
up.
gets back up and he finishes him.
Yep.
Like, man, like aside
Same
from that,
Players are insane.
like that fight and the Pat Barry versus
Yeah,
Chet
Chet
Congo.
Congo.
That
Like
was
those two
ridiculous.
fights, you're just like you're
Dude.
blown away. I'm like, man, this is why I watched
His
that.
eyes, they got pictures with his eyes in the back of his head. He looked like Elsa with his like heel touching his
Oh.
leg out, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Slept him, but he woke back
That's
up
what
and then
I would never fight heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Right?
This is
That's
crazy.
a different thing.
Yeah, fighting some guy,
God.
fighting Uberim.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like, can you imagine that?
dude.
Like, and not
Ever.
Overeem, not
Yeah.
like, not, after the steroids and the horse meat Overeem, you're fighting Uberim, like
Yeah.
the guy who
Horse meat
fought
was
Brock
so
Lesnar,
Yeah.
the guy who just
kicked him in his liver, dude.
Oh yeah, and then man, the guy who fought in the heavyweight champ Overeem, that's the fucking guy.
That's the guy, dude.
Yeah, at the time he was the man, the K1 champ, the Dream champ, the Strikeforce champ. Would have been the UFC champ, but you can't come in with double testosterone
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
all that.
Wow, now he could never.
What was
meet
it
up
like,
with
horse-
Kane,
he
right?
had, like,
it
he had-
was a different time.
He had horse steroids in him or
Yeah,
something.
but Kane,
crazy
that
like
wouldn't
that.
matter against
Whoa,
Kane,
whoa!
right?
It was just horse meat.
Horse
you know?
meat, okay.
Yeah. I got this big
That's
for me and
all
horse
he
meat.
eats. He eats and he sleeps. You ever seen the video? It's worth it.
I mean, he's a
Is it
caveman.
still on there?
The Overeem video
Yeah,
of when
that-
it shows him cooking up the horse meat.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
it's on there.
God, that looks gross, dude.
Yeah,
I would
it's
never eat that.
so weird to eat. Yeah,
Yeah,
but different places, right? Like
Different
this-
cultures.
It's probably just
Fast,
somewhat
right?
normal
3
over
days.
there.
You guys
but-
already know what I'm gonna say, right?
What's that?
What?
You remember Ilioto Machida?
Oh, the pee.
Yeah,
Drinking his pee?
Yeah.
he had a glass of pee at dinner.
Ugh,
Him and his
yeah.
family.
His
like,
own- yeah,
"Huh,
that's weird.
Healthy.
No, you're not drinking a glass of
Is
pee
it?
at
I'm
dinner,
not
dude.
even drinking my
Please,
pee.
I would
Yeah.
say if you drink a glass of
Whose
pee,
was he drinking? His?
I think
Yeah,
it was his.
I
I
think
hope.
it's
Oh,
his.
yeah, it's gotta be his.
I'm
Yeah.
not drinking pee, a glass of pee
Yeah.
at dinner, dude.
Mine
I mean,
would probably be.
it could be the-
exquisite.
It
Would
could
you-
be like the
wouldn't
most
you?
healthy drink in the world. Like I'm gonna stick with water.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but
I don't need it.
I don't need the
It's gonna train
minerals.
harder
I
to
just
not have
peed
to
out.
that.
Do you guys
I'd rather
remember the
just make it-
presentation that they had? Like it was like a steak dinner, right? He had like steak and like
Oh,
potatoes
on the
and then-
countdown or
yeah, on
something?
the countdown, and then they had the glass of
Ew.
pee.
Yeah.
And his family was like, it was like,
clear yellow.
He,
Gotta be clear.
yo, in
yeah.
that
It was-
that scene,
it was a little bit murky.
in that scene, he was probably like, I fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't mean I drink it all the time. I just meant I drink it before.
Yeah.
I just meant I drink it one time.
Drink the whole thing, right?
Bro, I think a glass of
Ooh.
pee is a glass of pee, bud.
Nah, that producer was probably like, I need you to finish that
I need you to finish. Yeah, exactly.
for
bro.
the show.
Can we refill this? I don't gotta pee. Well, I gotta pee.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll pee. I had some guy in the back, the camera guy in the background was like, I gotta pee. Yeah. Man. So I mean, we hit on you on the Ultimate Fighter, the 125-pound champ season. You were on Contender Series.
Yep.
When was the last time you had a fight?
Man, 2 years ago. 3 years ago now.
And was that in the AFC also?
No, that was in Ace. That was in Ace.
Which is the Wasilla promotion,
The Wasilla
right?
promotion, yeah. I was trying to get back in there. I really didn't have my heart in it. I mean, I pretty much was winning. I was literally winning the whole fight. Pretty much knocked the guy out. He skates outside the ring, and then they reset us. And that was back to my point. And I was like, the way they reset us, he kept talking to me, and you're kind of in fight mode, so I kind of checked out of fight mode.
Yeah.
And the guy never had my wrist, but they literally started us in a full Kimura.
What?
And it was like, and it was from the bottom. I was being really stubborn.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, go. And then I'm like, okay. It was now he's got a Kimura locked up.
And that's no joke. Like the Kimura from the bottom, like it's the Kimura trap for a reason. Like they can follow you anywhere. They can sweep. They end up on top. Yeah, exactly. You can go into like anything. You can do tons of things. So like obviously like you're on the bottom, but at the same time like that's still a threat. You got to be wary of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was being very stubborn. And that's just how the fight ended. It was popping, and I was like, do I even really care about MMA like this?
In the moment?
And it's in the moment, dude, in the moment.
Yeah, it's completely checked out.
And it's completely checked out. It's just different, dude. Like, when you get kids, and you're like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man. Like, you really want to fight for 10-10 for 4 years, or for a couple years? Because, I mean, even you look at Jared Cannonier, I mean, even for his last fight, he was like, "Hey, I'm broke. I gotta get in here." And
imagine him at like the heavyweight. Like you were making the minimum.
Yeah.
And you came off. You're making a little more than you did on like the regional scene, wherever your last fight was. You're making more than you did in Alaska, and you're fighting for the biggest stage. But like, you're still making 10 and 10.
Because I mean, are you gonna work?
If you win your first fight, you win your second fight. Well, you just made $30,000 that year. Like, and then with taxes, you made $20,000 that year.
And then diet and your coaches,
exactly.
And your management,
and then all that, half of that money, like the $20,000 that you took home that year. And I don't know how many times he fought his first year. I'm just using it as an example, right?
Yeah.
But then out of $20,000 that you took home off you won a fight, you lost a fight at heavyweight. Half of that money is going to nutrition because you can't eat the basic normal food, right? Like it costs money to eat nice.
Dude. Yeah.
Like it costs money to eat clean. We'll say clean because nice could be up for interpretation.
Making $135 for me too, dude.
I love that.
Yeah.
Making $135 for me too. That was another thing. Like all these fights, like I kept getting fights at 145. I couldn't get fights at 135. It was like a curse for me. Like and that was my last fight too. It's 145 pounds. Like I don't really fight 145 pounds. I literally changed my whole like lifestyle to make 135 pounds. And then it was like, okay, so now no one will fight you there. They'll fight you at 45 though. And it's like, you're going to accept it or not? And if you don't accept it, it's very much like the Bryce Mitchell situation. It's like, all right, well then you can fight in February. February went the next year. Like, what do you talk? Like, so, I mean, so you're gonna starve, or are you gonna?
Are you gonna take this fight?
Or are you gonna take this fight? And it's just like,
and then you fought at 135 and 145.
Yeah, but then 135 was my go-to.
Belts at both weights.
I had belt at 45,
not 35.
Not 35.
And then
I never got a title fight.
Okay, and then Terrence, for you, was it just a belt at 125?
No, I
125 and 145.
And 30.
135, 125, 145, not one.
So I thought you guys both had like the belts in two weight classes.
No, we had belts simultaneously. I don't know why.
Yeah, we had belts.
Maybe that was.
That was like the whole point too. Like we alluded to. Like I mean, that was always gonna happen.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It was like and we didn't really care about it. I mean. Looking back, we should have took the dual pictures because it is cool, I suppose.
Yeah, never even thought about it.
Yeah, it wasn't a thought. Like again, it was always part of the plan. So it wasn't like this hoorah. It was like, oh, we got more work to do. We cleared this stage, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of still how I feel.
And then, like you said, like the checking out, because like with the kids and the family and all that, and what you have
money,
like two
dude.
kids now, right?
I have three.
So
think about it this way: like I moved away, dude. I was living in Sacramento, California. Dude, if you guys pay any attention to like the rates and things out there, holy smokes, dude!
Jesus.
And if you want to train full time, when you have a kid, you got to work.
Yeah.
And that's kind of impossible to train full time.
Yeah.
And especially with the guys like, dude, I mean, when I was there was Chris Holdsworth, Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw, Chad Mendez, Uriah Faber.
Like they had like dude, everybody you think of for
Joseph
Team Alpha
Benavidez. Dude, I was on the blue mat practices. That's that's what they talk about. That's the legendary practices where like you come in there, you're pretty much sparring. Yeah. You're gonna have a concussion.
Yeah,
like, you're not. I mean,
I believe it. I believe it.
Who are you Who are you going against? I mean, okay, well, I mean, I've got rounds with T.J. Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, Chris Holdsworth, dude. These guys are legit killers.
Yeah.
They are killers.
For sure. Like, you're talking about world champions.
They're world champions, dude. Like, you go in there with them, like, holding your own is like, there's like no moral victories there. You survive. You better survive. You better fight them because they're going to fight you.
Yeah. And by survive, you mean leave with a concussion.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like, and
they do too. They make no bones about it. Like, like, we're all rocked, but they'll just rage. They'll rage. They embrace that like that chaos, that alpha male.
I mean, because they're training with the same people. Like T.J. Dillashaw's like sparring with Chad Mendez. You know, like you don't think Mendez is giving everybody concussions? Everybody. Like you don't think Uriah Faber's over there swinging these one-punch hammers, giving everybody concussions? You know, Which is like Chris Holdsworth. He retired because of concussions, right?
Yeah.
It's like. I mean, I grant like some of those are in some fights, but like, man, you're getting concussions all the time.
That was in the
more
gym.
Dangerous, right?
Absolutely.
You're in there every day.
Absolutely.
You're fighting twice a year. You're getting concussed every day in the gym, though.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like the fight's the easy part.
Nobody talks about that.
That's what it should be.
And it's just
once in a while you get some guys talking about like, oh, I don't spar anymore for that reason. Like, oh, I didn't spar this camp at all, or I only sparred a couple times and did this. Like, well, that's exactly. Like that's good. Like that's the same thing with
specific guys too.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, not this guy coming off the street or something. Like we're gonna handpick somebody.
Make a name up. Off of you.
Exactly, which anyone coming into your gym who doesn't train there, they're trying to make a name off you, right?
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. And then you, Terrence, you spent some time at Alpha Male too, right? You went down there and visited?
I went down there. I was mainly at Jackson Wink there in New Mexico. I did my own thing. He was doing his own thing. We're just trying to dominate at a time, you know, and just see what was best. And I really enjoyed my time there. It was the first time like having fighter dorms, so you're really locked in on the goal.
Dude, that seems like a better experience than like the Ultimate Fighter House.
Easily.
Like such like a real life experience, right? Like
Absolutely.
This is like an experience, me chasing like my dream, like me like living my life. The Ultimate Fighter House, you're more like I'm on a reality show. This isn't real life. You know, like as much as it is like, being in like the dorms for like Jackson Wink or, like American Top Team does the dorms, the Fighter House too. Like that's way more like what you want.
It really shows you too how to live because like I didn't know that.
It's important too, like how many practices the pros are doing.
Yeah.
Like that was another important thing. Like some people are like, man, I'm not gonna make it this practice, but the whole goal is obviously to make it every practice, and then it was such a you
have to bounce around. You think that's the whole goal, but the whole goal is to get as much good quality practice and recovery.
That's
at
true,
the same
dude.
time. That's why it's key.
And people probably don't think about the recovery, right?
Nobody.
Like, we're just going to train hard all day,
not when you're young.
And then you're like, you know what would have been great if I got 8 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah, man.
If I didn't go to that like 8 p.m. training session, I didn't wake up for the 6 a.m. training session or something.
Because then you'll have a master class at 7 p.m.
Right?
You'll really learn something at 7 p.m. You know what I mean?
You're going to get home at 11 or something, and you're going to like sit there and dwell or think about what happened in that class or that session. You got to wind down. Like you're going to bed at like midnight or after, and then it's the same thing all over. Like, are you going to take a rest day, or are you going to go train with Jackson Wink? Or are you going to go get in that session at Alpha Male? Like, I got to take advantage of this while I'm here. Like, like the window span is like so short, right? Like
balance. It's tricky, man.
Yeah,
it's very tricky because I also found myself like with kids, dude. Like I'm like doing these camps. I think it was the Hawaii camp. I can't remember who I even fought. I mean, I almost got in a fight out there, but I fight after the fight because I choked the guy unconscious. Anyway, segue. Dude, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember 8 weeks of my daughter. because it was just like train, come home, hit the
lose
pool,
yourself.
you come back, you take a shower, you eat, sleep again, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat for 8 weeks, and I'm just like, what did my daughter do for this whole time?
Yeah,
I had no clue, and that was when it started to like kind of dawn on me. It was like, and it's training camps, dude. Training camps will zap you.
Yeah, for sure. How old was your daughter at the time?
My daughter was 3 years old at the time. So she was like, she's old enough to remember, because I mean, she was like, yeah, I seen you out there. I remember that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But she doesn't remember that I was like never there. Yeah. Pretty much.
I checked out before, like, I think my son was even born. Like, at my last fight, like, I think his mom was like 9 months pregnant at the time. Yeah. So, like, it was like right there. So, like, if I had another one, it would have been like in the midst of, like, the newborns and all that. And man, probably I actually really checked out before that. Like, I just wasn't taking it serious
mentally, dude.
Like, and it was like, I could do this. Like, I've been in plenty of fights. Like, I could fight this guy. And at the time, like, you just signed up on the internet to fight.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, those days, dude.
Like, the Wild West was going on.
Exactly how I got.
And this was like when Ultimate Fighter like really just started. Like the first season, like MMA was just coming on the scene, and like that's how you got in. You just signed up on the internet, and I did that, and I said I just never took it as serious as I should have. My last fight, my first two were at 170.
Yeah, and way too big. I
way
remember
too
that.
big.
You remember that cutting weight? I think he was from Canada, right?
Yeah, I don't remember where he was from, but was he not as big as Matt Hughes?
He's huge.
He was the biggest. Like,
I'm pretty sure he was on steroids.
I couldn't believe it.
He was solid.
He was also.
I could not believe that.
He was 205 pounds regular.
Regular
season.
That's what I said. Like, he was like legitimately as big as Matt Hughes. Like, the barbarian nickname he had just didn't even do him justice.
No.
Like, he was a legit barbarian.
Yeah.
And then I got another fight. She called and asked if I wanted another fight. Like. And it's at 170 again. Like, so I didn't want to say no. Like, you're offering me another fight. Yeah. Like, I would rather take it more serious, lose some weight, or cut some weight, and then do better. But I'm not going to say no. Like, you're giving me another chance. And then finally, like, I lost that one, and then reached out and fought at 145. So you're talking about like the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, you have to change like everything. And at the same time, I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have. So like my diet to get to 145 was the worst. Like, I was basically just starving myself. Yeah. Like, I was eating like
no clue, no mentors.
I was eating like a slice of cheese in the morning, like that brick cheese. I cut a slice of that. And I'd eat that, and I'd get through the nighttime. I'd have another slice, maybe, and then if I wanted to get real wild, I'd have like a cracker with it.
Right,
it was the worst, dying in a sauna to make it. Yeah, and
fish fillet sandwich without the bread.
Without the bread, yeah, I was say you could do that. Yeah, you gotta scrape the mayonnaise off.
Scrape the mayonnaise off.
You can't have that.
Man.
Even the breading on there is probably a little too much to make 145.
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, like I checked out before then, but it was just because like, man, the kids was on the way and all this, and what do I want to do? Like at one point, like same thing having to do with like the son on the way. Like I was going to join the military at one point, but didn't because like the son was on the way. I was like, I don't want to miss that. And same thing with the fights. Like I don't want to like go train all night and work all day, train all night, come home and like not have like,
there's no
raise
time.
The child.
There's
like,
no time.
It's just like the priorities were just not what they needed to be to like make it to that next level.
Yeah.
So you checked out at MMA. Like if they called and like offered you fights, would you be back in it?
Probably not. I mean, I'm 11-3 as a pro.
Yeah.
So let's be real. I could jump in there and get a fight or two and probably be in the spot, right? I could probably be back in the spot again. I'm still actively training and whatnot. I train with, I've helped Pat White out with his UFC or his Contender Series fight, and Carlton Minus with his UFC fight.
He's in the UFC, right? I've never met him.
No, he's not in the UFC anymore.
Okay, but he had one or two fights in there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's getting another fight soon here. It's not completely done, so I can't really speak too much on that. And I believe Pat has a fight coming up too.
Yeah,
very big fights coming up. So yeah, those are still under wraps. They're still getting worked on, but. I'm still in the gym.
And you're in the gym more so for like for the pro wrestling now, right?
Well,
just staying in shape for that, helping friends out, or what?
So I kind of took over the head coaching role for these guys. So pretty much the head coaching role is kind of like spiraled into the pro wrestling role too, as well. Because like I train pro wrestling too as well.
Yeah,
it's a different speed. So like when I come in and spar and stuff, like it's MMA, but like I gather ideas and concepts and like techniques through MMA and what I've done.
Yeah.
So I very much my style. If you watch me, link in bio, right? MMA_Maurice. Right? Yeah. If you watch me, my style is very MMA oriented. I'm using jiu-jitsu. I'm using Muay Thai.
Which is good though. Like that's what like you want to have like your own, we're gonna say character.
Yeah.
But like off of what you know, right? You're not gonna be like create some like new.
It's just
you're not gonna be a luchador, right?
No,
like,
it's just me.
Like, you're a former MMA fighter. Like that's what you know. Like you're gonna make that style to fit that. Like Ken Shamrock, you don't know if you remember, he went from UFC, went to WWE or maybe to Japan, then WWE. And then his style was that he like came in with like shin pads and the gloves on, and his submission was an ankle lock, right? Like he came in and
dangerous man.
The world's most dangerous man.
He was that, and he was fun to watch in all of it.
Exactly.
So same thing, like you're not gonna go like create some style like you never have or never knew. Like why not do what you know and like you're great at?
Yeah, I add on,
adapt it, right?
I do have a couple lucha moves. You know what I mean? I have a couple of things that I've definitely added to the game, but it's very much just like MMA. You're just like, okay, well, you're training this, right? So what actually works for you? What fits? And that's kind of how I like approach that. But back to the MMA fighting, like, I could take a fight, but my heart's not in it.
So why would you, right?
It's really, and not to be, a little baby about fighter pay, but like at the end of the day, I don't want to be like, if I make it to the UFC, I don't want to be on a contract at 35 years old.
Yeah.
That's 10-10.
Yeah.
And
for several fights.
For several fights against the highest level in the world, and I mean that's what they call themselves, the highest level fights in the world. For minimal pay, and then
to skate by
in life, and I mean realistically, a lot of those guys have jobs.
Yeah.
They either have like working at Home Depot or coaching classes and stuff like that, and that stuff wears on you. And if you're coaching classes and you got kids, like you really think about it, like, are you gonna watch your kids grow up, or are they just gonna grow up and you're gonna? I mean, I want to chase the dream, right? Like, you want to do what you want to do, but like being a professional fighter is a full-time job. Yeah. If you want to do it at the best and the highest level, there's no room. I mean, there's room for family. Don't get it twisted. But like
But really family's a full-time job too, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Let alone having a full-time job.
Yeah.
So you're gonna chase the dream working 3 full-time jobs.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
it's really a choice. It's really a choice. And I've always enjoyed pro wrestling. Everyone asks me that. It's the dream, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
it's incorporated into fighting.
Yeah,
I mean that's my whole entrance.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
legitimately, you have the CM Punk entrance.
Right.
It's clobbering time
from
pro wrestling.
I stopped watching before the CM Punk days, but like the Attitude Era and like the Golden Era, and then like up to like the Attitude was like Stone Cold, and HBK was like my guy,
the man.
What about Bret Hart? Dude?
I wasn't a huge Bret Hart fan,
Word, those glasses, dude. Put them on me.
Dude, I do like the glasses, but and
HBK was a man, dude.
But then like WCW, like in Sting back in the day.
Oh man,
like those were the fucking guys.
The NWO, D-Generation X, man.
So
Monday Night
guys,
Wars.
NWO, are you the black and white NWO or the Wolfpack?
We're black and white, dude. You got to be black and white, dude. Kevin.
Yeah, Hollywood, right?
Hollywood Hogan.
Proper name. NWO Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go. Not when it got oversaturized,
when
everybody,
there was 40 people in the NWO.
I don't know.
I mean, because
Dennis Rodman was on there.
Yeah, everyone.
Eric Bischoff was in the NWO at one point.
Yeah, dude. The owner of the company was in the NWO. They were thinking about changing it.
Yeah. But do you guys remember when David Arquette won the WCW heavyweight title?
Yeah.
Like how? Oh man,
that's a low point.
Like a real low point. Like no wonder you guys went under.
Golly, that's low blow. David Arquette.
Yeah, I was more of a Wolfpack guy. I like the black and red
and black. Yeah, red and black.
And then the Outsiders with Nash and Hall. Yeah, like that. Man, I used to love.
You know why you liked them, right?
Why is that?
Because there wasn't as many guys. It literally took you back to
probably.
a good point. They had Sting, they had Nash, they had Scott Hall, Luger.
Luger
could be wrong,
but then like Luger was like, all right, this is all right, and then but then the Macho Man came in, and like I think they were just trying to save the Macho Man and like keep him relevant and all that because he was back from like the golden era, But then they bring in like all these crazy guys, too many people you've never even heard of. Like, where'd this guy come from?
They did it again, dude.
Conan, K-Dog came in.
Then they went to the LWO, like the Latino.
I could see it. Yeah,
it was wild.
Yeah, Conan just branches off of that and then makes his own thing. But I feel like the DX kind of like started going down that like they had their core guys. They had like Triple H and HBK,
New Age
and then the Outlaws, which those were fun. Well, Billy Gunn was fun. I wasn't really a huge fan of Road Dogg, Jesse James, but it's same. He was part of it, so I take it.
His shtick was good.
But then they started bringing in like some other people here and there, a few people. Yeah. But luckily, never to that oversaturated NWO thing, to where like the NWO could fill up the entire ring.
40 guys. It was like not even believable that the WCW guys could.
Remember how much trash they used to
literally
throw in the ring
everybody
back
in
then?
the WCW.
Trash they would throw in the ring.
Oh, at WCW anymore, right?
No, that's my dream. My dream is to get so much trash thrown in the ring. That's soda.
You just got to have some of your guys come in one day and be like, "This is what we're doing. Like, I'm gonna turn heel, and I just need you guys to start throwing shit."
Throw it in the fucking.
And then, so the pro wrestling thing. Before we don't bring it up, who's it for? Like the company name, is it 907 Wrestling?
So there's 907 Pro Wrestling, and then there's Wrestle Pro Alaska, and then there's Wrestle Pro. Yeah, Wrestle Pro. So those are the 3 I've wrestled for. I got some stuff in the works too with a Hawaii promotion and Oos Wrestling. So we'll probably talk to those guys and get out there, Honolulu area, and hopefully wrestle out there and just see what happens. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I got to wrestle Scotty 2 Hottie. Which is like wild, you know what I mean? You get to check off bucket list things.
Dude, so that was a fun one. I believe Grandmaster Sex Day is passed on now, right? But but like him, like with them and Rikishi, like those were the fun times, right?
Stars, man.
Yeah,
stars,
like man, how fun was that? Like when WWE was like that,
dude.
Like
nostalgia,
man,
dude.
That's what it is. Yeah, nostalgia. Like the dancing in the ring, the lights drop. Man. You got Rikishi in the middle, putting the glasses on. Like,
dude,
fuck, it's such a good time.
I just want to snap with the music. Come on,
you taking a stink face?
No, never.
Dude, those dimples are crazy looking. There's no way.
He hiked up his shorts.
It's like a crater. It's like the moon crater.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Dimples
paint
is
a
like
picture of that.
You couldn't even put like plural by far for dimples. Like it was all over that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting opportunities to wrestle some like high level guys, a lot of TV stars, AEW guys. Even next week, I'm wrestling. I'm gonna go against Joey Janela and Tyler Payne, and that's gonna be a triple threat match. And then the night before, Friday night, it's gonna be another triple threat match where it's gonna be me versus AJ Radical and the world famous Cheeseburger. So that'll be a good match too. And Palmer.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some crazy matches. I mean, they're bringing everybody in. Jay Lethal's back. Sonny Kiss is back. I probably should even look in my phone to get the list, but I'm not going to do that because we're already chopping it up. Yeah. But, dude, it's going to be a stack card. They're going to be at Arctic Rec Center again.
Yeah.
This Saturday coming up, so that's going to be a good one.
How often are those events?
So the 907 Pro Wrestling ones, those are monthly. Okay. Those are every second week of the month. We do those. The Wrestle Pro ones are a little bit more sporadic. Those guys are TV guys, and they got their own stuff going on out there in New Jersey, New York area, and like kind of all over the world now. They're kind of bouncing around.
Yeah.
The talent there. A lot of those guys are TV guys, so they're under contract, so they're jumping around. I'm not sure where they're going to be. They could be in Florida, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows? So it just depends on when and what talent they can get and book. So I love the opportunities though that
for
provides.
so like WrestlePro comes up here, and like I said, like they're all even like all over the East Coast. But you wrestle for them when they come up here.
Yeah.
Is there opportunities for you to wrestle like when they like go out of state, like
Yes,
other places?
I have actually wrestled in New Jersey. Man, that crowd is insane, bananas. It's probably the biggest outside of wrestling for BJ Penn's company in Hawaii. Probably the biggest crowd that I've actually like. When I walked out, I was like, "Holy smokes! Everybody's here!"
Yeah,
and it was just like you could tell it was a wrestling town, right? Like, like they still love their pro wrestling. So you come out there and it's just like, holy smokes! You can barely hear yourself think.
Yeah,
you know, the production's so good. You're coming out the curtain. They got all like everything. So
yeah. So between like WrestlePro and like the WWE, or I think even AEW is like at that level of WWE now. Is there anything between there?
Yeah, there's like
one more step up.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff. There's New Japan, Ring of Honor. There's sprinklings of. I'm blanking on stuff, Terrence. What do we got here? Pro wrestling companies. There's so many.
I don't know.
There's so many out there. Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like lots of stuff in between. And the good thing with AEW is they're like, they do a lot of co-promotion stuff. So like you could easily get like, whereas WWE won't really do this. And that's no knock on them. They're just keeping their stuff in-house.
No, they're like the UFC.
They're
not going to let you go fight for Bellator or do this, right?
No,
but
it's a huge risk.
Yeah, AEW is like doing stuff with Ring of Honor. They're like defending titles between the two, and
like cross promoting
New Japan. It's really cool. It's
cool.
really cool because I mean it gives the wrestling base like something to watch. Like it's not just gonna be the same old guys all the time.
So obviously there's plenty of opportunities.
Oh yeah.
But obviously the goal also is the WWE, right?
WWE or AEW, man. Like I would love to be on any of those big shows. Like I don't know what that looks like because I know those guys' jobs are insane too. But my family does like to travel. Yeah. So I mean, as long as I can bring them with, and they're pretty cool about like they're adventurers, man. Like the whole fam, they're totally cool with hoteling it, or even like, you know, they want to see stuff, and I want to show them stuff, so that it's more lax in terms of like MMA. Like you can't if you're Terrence, you can't miss a practice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
you will get slept on live TV.
Yeah,
against a guy that you shouldn't lose to, and that's just the harsh reality of it.
Yeah.
Same. Like you got to be on your P's and Q's in pro wrestling, or you're gonna look like an idiot out there.
Yeah, let alone like just the risk of injury.
And the risk of injuries high, dude, everywhere. So but I mean, you got to dare to be great, though, right? If you're not daring, you're just not gonna be great.
Yeah, so walking
for the no shit. For the wrestling, say 907 wrestling is like tier 1. Like you can get in there. Like you never wrestled before. WWE is like the top of the top. How many tiers are in between like you and the WWE right now?
No clue.
Really?
That's just how it goes.
Is that just how it is?
That's just how it is. I mean,
it could be different for anybody.
Even with MMA, dude, it's the same thing.
Opportunity and performance.
For sure,
opportunity, performance, dude. Like, I could be in New Jersey one day, and one of the scouts are out there, and they're like, "Oh man, I really like how you punch. I'm gonna give you a shot." Same thing with the UFC or MMA. Yeah. I mean, you could be training somewhere, and Dana sees you. Oh, I like your attitude. What's your record? Oh, okay, it's a winning record. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna see what you got. Like we'll give you a contract, or I mean, you know how their contracts go. I mean, you're pretty much chopped liver. Here's your 3-fight contract. You can't do anything. You can't opt out or anything, but we can fire you at any point, bud. So, and that's not a knock on the UFC. They just do things they want to do.
That's their business, right?
That's their business. But yeah, there's opportunities. It's just being in shape, and I mean, I always love to be in shape anyway, and being an athlete, it's just another thing for me. So if I can make money and be a star doing it and
live the dream,
check off a dream, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude,
that's awesome.
I'm gonna do that all day.
All right, man. So Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, like social media, websites, anything like that? You can plug your match just went up from last night or from the other day on the YouTube, right? I mean, so plug that and tell all these people where they can find you guys.
For me, MMA_Maurice. That's Instagram. You can look me up on Facebook too. I need to get on all media sources. I'm slacking on that, but yeah, just look me up on Facebook, Maurice Mitchell. I'm the guy that's flexing with the shirt off. You can't miss me.
For good reasons.
Legitimately,
amazing
can't miss me.
six-pack.
Yeah, dude's been ripped since high school, and it never worked out a day in his life up until then.
Bro, yeah, exactly. It's only gotten better. As far as matches goes, right now, check for the latest and greatest. Check out 907 Pro Wrestling Academy on YouTube. You can type that in. All the matches are up now, and I think all the matches from pretty much every match that they've had there. So that, and also check out WrestlePro, WrestlePro Alaska, their webpage, Instagram, Facebook. You can do that, and it's pretty much where you'll find me. Instagram's my big hitter, though. If you guys want to catch up and keep up with me, I'm all over the place. Peep me on Instagram.
Nice. Terrence, what about you?
I'm super simple. Instagram, super easy. Captain_Terrence Mitchell. I need a post. You'll see me, my dog, all this MMA crap. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Right on. You got a Facebook, anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I got a Facebook. Yeah, you'll be in my friend request for a while, but I will add you. I'll add you.
Right on. So Instagram only for Terrence.
10 years later.
You'll be sitting in that inbox forever.
Yes, I mean, follow these guys. Add them as a friend if you want to sit there for a while. But, yeah, check them out, man. Doing big things. I've known them for, 15-plus years. And, we started out in MMA together. And, shoot, now they're pro wrestlers, MMA champions. And, as soon as my knee heals up, get some training sessions in.
Oh, dude, we
gotta get 6 a.m. I see you. I'll be in, Mark.
We gotta get some rolls in.
No cutting corners.
Nice. I'll be in it eventually again as soon as I can hold half guard.
Yeah, for sure.
But thanks guys for coming on. I
Mark,
really appreciate it.
Thanks guys.